loss if you ain't learned nothing from it. I turned to a boss, remember I was under budget. Now I pay the staff off and fly them to another country.
The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the...
A clash of two of the more fervent fan bases around. The Cowboys and the Raiders are underway. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Cowboys! I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It was another typical season for Jimmy G last year. When he was out there, he was excellent, leading the 49ers to 7 wins and throwing 4 times as many touchdowns as interceptions. Then the injury bug bit again. But Las Vegas, they're counting on him being able to do the exact same thing they saw in San Francisco, but avoiding injury while doing so.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Play action. Garoppolo. Under pressure, they got him again. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now the NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Josh Jacobs. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer. Exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
So the Cowboys ready to go on offense for the first time, and it is their now 30-year-old quarterback, Dak Prescott, who leads the way.
Prescott has some things to clean up from last season, leading the NFL with 15 interceptions in only 12 games played. But we can't overlook the good. 23 touchdowns and an 8-4 record as a starter as he led the Cowboys to consecutive postseasons for the first time since 2007.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On play action, Prescott. He'll buy some time right. This is caught. It's close. Touchdown, Cowboys. Brandon Cooks, 30 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message
is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football, as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he will go down. The Cowboys sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 16 yards right off the bat with a 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. So as they take it over, we step aside. Prescott now from the 50. They'll roll him out right. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling. There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, 25 yards. And the Cowboys take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback, and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Taking on the midfield logo. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Now Prescott rolling to his right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. From the red zone now, Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first half lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. So we've come to halftime. Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. Third quarter, here we go. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down. Here's A.J. Cole now, standing just outside his own goal line. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
He'll buy some time right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to...
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cowboys open the lead up to 34-0.
Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point safely through. And that makes this 35-0 now. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken in at the 48. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Prescott on 1st down. Steps away to his left. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Flush to his right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Obviously a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes on.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. Here's Rush to throw. Rolling to his left.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the... McCarthy pretty decisive. He brings out that red challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stays.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. Jones will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and it is 42-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been...
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? That's what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Flushed out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Throwing now, Greer. Dancing to his left. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
A dump off for Abdul. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Hoyer. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Fielded just inside the 20. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
And Greer's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And down right around the 37. 36 yards on the play.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.
So that'll do it.